Hello guys, welcome to EduTap. Today in this video, I'm going to discuss with you which newspaper is the best newspaper for NABARD Grade A examination. So whenever you are preparing for the examinations, you have this thing in mind that newspaper is very important, but which one to cover? Because there are so many wonderful newspapers out there. So let's see which newspaper is good. And before we move on, please see this. It's a comprehensive guidebook to NABARD Grade A examination which answers all your queries about NABARD Grade A examination. What is the eligibility criteria of this exam? What is the syllabus? What are the different phases of the exam? And what is the strategy to cover the syllabus of this examination? What are the right sources? All these things are answered in this beautiful guidebook, which contains not only the right strategies, the right sources, but also tells you everything about NABARD, its history, the different departments in NABARD, everything that you need to know. And most importantly, this guidebook is absolutely free. You need to go to the description of this video. There a link is given and you can download this guidebook for absolute free, right? So coming back to the question of newspapers. So before I move on to tell you that which newspaper is good, I would want you to ask a question to yourself. Why do you want to read a newspaper? Like most of the things, for most of the things, we should have a why. Where say, personally, I would say for all the things you need to have a why, but still, chalo, for most of the things. So why a newspaper? There can be multiple reasons. I have them listed. Please see, tick if you have any of these reasons. You want to get an understanding of the ongoing things around you because you're preparing for an examination where current affairs are asked, and you also want to develop an understanding of the things going on. You want to develop opinion on important issues. Usually we see that we ourselves do not have an opinion. Rather, we read newspapers, we read scholarly articles, and then we understand that, okay, this is what I would build on. So, building an opinion. Do you want to improve your hold over English language, and that's why you want to read a newspaper? That's a good point, I would say. To improve your reading skills, you feel that you're not very good in English, you want to improve your skills of reading, also your skills of expression, because you get to learn a lot of good words. Vocabulary is also improved. So if any of the reasons out of these you have, I would say it's a star reason. It's a very good reason. But if you want to read a newspaper just to cover current affairs for your examination, then that reason, I would say, is not valid. It might surprise you because your primary target is to clear the examination. But trust me, if you're reading a newspaper, if you want to read a newspaper just so that you cover current affairs, I would say it is not going to help you that much. Why? For a simple reason, guys. Questions in the NABARD Grade A examination are factual in nature. When we talk about phase 1 objective paper, questions are data oriented, fact based, and just by reading a newspaper you will not be able to solve those, because they are not asking your understanding, rather they are asking you numbers, and numbers, data, figures you can revise, you can recall in the paper only and only when you are revising again and again. And reading a newspaper will not help you that much because newspaper itself is such heavy. When you sit and read those 12 13 papers, the pages, you understand, you might forget what you have read after 3 days itself, 2 days itself, what was the exact number that I read. But if you're developing an understanding, an opinion, or hold over English language over a period of time, it will really help you. So what do I want to tell you here, guys? These things will indirectly help you in the examination. Why? When you develop all these things, somewhere your current affairs knowledge will improve, and when you refer to a current affairs compilation or you are making your own notes, then these things are going to help you. But if you feel that you will just read a newspaper, you will read a newspaper for 2 hours a day and for 6 months, and you will go to the paper, it will be difficult for you to score. Let me tell you this, because of the nature of the paper. So rather than focusing on this, I would say focus on this while you read a newspaper. Always you have to complement a newspaper with a current affairs compilation so that you can revise it again and again. Can you revise a newspaper? Today you've read a newspaper. After a month I tell you to go back and revise those 30 days newspaper. You will never want to touch those newspaper back again, right? Forget that revision of the data and everything that was inside. So the fair thing is to hold newspaper important for these things, for understanding, opinion, English language, of course to get an idea of the things going on. But to do the ratta part, to have that rectification of the numbers, have a compilation with you so that it is easy. Right now, I just don't want to tell you the why. I actually want to give you the reason why this video is. Which newspaper is good out of these, guys? There are apart from these, there are also a lot of newspapers that you might be following, but I suggest you that you should not read a local newspaper because the questions that are asked are of national or international importance, right? So out of these newspapers, my suggestion to you would be the Hindu or Indian Express. These are wonderful newspapers, okay, but to cater to the demand of NABARD Grade A, these newspapers are considered better because these are somewhere financial newspapers. They will give you an idea of the finances or even the business world, because there is a business standard newspaper also. But these newspapers, when you read the editorial part specifically, you will get to know that most of the things that are being talked about are economy, then there'll be agriculture, and third is social issues, and anything that does not pertain to any of these things, for example international relations, then you can skip that part, because these 3 pointers are important for NABARD grade A examination. Questions, be it objective, be it descriptive in phase 2, are around these things only, and these newspaper beautifully cater to this part. Again, I would not want you to break away the habit of reading a newspaper. If you have, let's say you have a habit of reading a Live Mint newspaper, or let's say Times of India, you continue doing that if you are complementing your preparation with a current affairs compilation. Any newspaper would be fine. But if you are a beginner and you want to start, why not to start with a thing which is more inclined towards your examination? So that is why I would suggest these newspapers. But again, even with these newspapers, a compilation is required so that you keep in mind the figures and the datas, right? Apart from this, I'd also like to show you a beautiful thing. It is a part of The Hindu only, right? So The Hindu business line, when you type on Google The Hindu business line, so there are multiple heads that come up: companies, markets, portfolio, economy. You have to click on economy. Under economy, there are multiple heads, and you have to majorly focus on agri-business. So when preparing only for NABARD, you go and read this agri-business page. There are not many news, but whatever are there will give you a sneak peek into the agriculture world, the development going on. And when you especially don't have agriculture background, you feel confident that I know a lot of things about agriculture world in my country. For example, if we see the type of news which are given here: India invokes 1939 law to clear rice exports with broken content. So you'll read about this law. Average price of green leaf in Nilgiris. So this probably you will understand with time that this is not a news that will directly be asked in the examination. But this is important. For example, WEF signs pact with Madhya Pradesh to promote agri innovation. So World Economic Forum has done something that is important. So this way you have to find out the important things. Kisan drones getting a leg up as RBI asks banks to finance agri drones. So agri drones are in news. So you must read these things. So this will give you a good insight about the agriculture world, the business line newspaper. For most of the time, it is free. If you're not using it very, like, a lot of clicks, some clicks it gives free. So if you check it out once a day, it will be free, but then later on if you click it again and again, it will ask you to subscribe, right? So that I think you can do if you find it really helpful. So I think that is it. Apart from this, we also have this wonderful website that you can follow. It's Krishi Jagran. So Krishi Jagran is a website. We at EduTap provide you an Agri Current Affairs magazine which covers everything: PIB, Hindu Business Line, uh, Krishi Jagran. So all these things are very helpful and are covered in your magazine. So you can refer to this website also, which is pertaining to agriculture specifically. Okay, so Krishi Jagran and the Hindu business line. That's it from my end, guys. I really hope you found this video useful. If you did and you found that things that were given to you, told to you, were helpful, let me know in the comments that yes, you are clear, you know which newspaper to read. Thank you for your precious time, and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do not forget to download the guidebook that I have given to you. Do not forget to comment. I'm demanding a lot of things. I am sorry for that, but I'd actually wait for your comments. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.